Hey, and welcome back to Tiny Moto. It's been a minute, so I thought I'd give a quick update on the bikes and what I've been up to and what's coming next. I haven't really put a bunch of videos together recently because I haven't really had a lot to say and I don't really want to do content for the sake of content, so I've actually got something to say this time, so there we go. The DM250 is operating great. I've changed the jetting from 105 to 110. It's probably about 100 degrees here, and we're right at sea level. So I'm finding that I'm not getting as much popping on decel, and the bike's actually running really nicely. The only addition to that is today I put an iridium plug in it. So we're gonna see if that makes a difference. It did seem to be a little smoother on idle. So we'll see, I'll take it for a test drive and then we'll go from there. The BMW, I've actually been out riding this a fair bit recently, and I just did an oil change. So no big deal there. I use Moto 5100 on my bikes. And I have noticed, I'll actually make a video on this, but I have noticed something that BMW did, which is ridiculous, in that you have to check the oil level when the bike is hot. Well, we don't check our oil level when the bike is hot, do we? We check it when it's cold before we go riding to make sure we're not going to blow the bike up. Anyway, whatever. So, the KTM. Big news on the KTM is that I have ordered some Warp 9 tubeless Supermoto rims, and I'm super excited about that because I've been going to the go-kart track a lot. I'm going at least once a week, and I'm having some nice lessons from a coach, and I'm really enjoying it. And up to now, it's been done on the little DM. And you know what? Little DM's all sorts of fun, but of course it's got the wrong tires. It's got, it doesn't have a tremendous amount of power and various other things. So I don't usually splurge like this, but the Warp 9 wheels are coming. They're about, I think they're about $1,100. They're going to be wrapped in some Bridgestone S22 tires, and then this baby is going to the track. So I'm going to do quite a lot of content on that because I think it's an interesting setup. It's a lot less expensive to go, I'm going to, in quotation marks, racing, but let's call it track, this way than it is almost any other way. So I might actually make a few videos on it, just sort of saying what I'm doing and why, because I think it's an interesting sport. So that's that. And then finally, there's the Carabella. Not a lot's happened with the Carabella, but what has happened is there's going to be a change of mission for her. Now, I was originally doing a little trials conversion, but because I've been going to the track so much, I thought it would be kind of nice to have a little two-stroke track bike. So I think this is going to be a huge amount of fun on the small track, which is about half a mile, and has, I think, 17 or 18 really nice corners on it. I think this thing's going to be an absolute riot. So I'm redoing the design to make it, now I don't want to call it a cafe racer because those are all about form. This one's all about function. So I'm basically basing the idea on sort of an old 1960s TA125 Yami, something like that, some of the old Hondas perhaps. But I'm in the process of putting together a template for the new seat. And also down here, what's going to happen is there's going to be some lugs welded on here, and then this is going to be drilled and tapped, and that's going to be where the rear sets are going to come in. So I'm hoping this thing's going to be an absolute riot. I'd love to get some fairings, and there is actually a place in the States that does fairings that it might fit. So this might end up being just the coolest little two-stroke. So long story short, change of mission on this one, building a nice little track bike. This one's getting turned into a crazy supermoto, and I'm going to have a huge amount of fun on that. And the other two bikes continue to be fun on the streets, and all is well right here in the Tiny Moto garage. All right, guys, when I've got something else to say, I'll let you know. And as always, have a great one.